killer.
After nearly 2 years, we're finally seeing the conclusion to the Strangers trilogy. It's been a rough road, as the first film was criticized for being a remake of the original, and the second was more lambasted for how little the story advanced. Now we're getting the final entry with The Strangers Chapter 3, and getting a look at how Maya's story ends. And I'm pleased to say that it's definitely better than the last outing. But is it too little too late for audiences? Chapter 3 follows a much more subdued Maya, as she's still on the run from the killers who terrorized her and killed her boyfriend. Story-wise, this entry is easily the most interesting of the three, with the main killer trying to make Maya join him and become a stranger herself. But the journey is filled with so many downright stupid decisions that I can't believe they made it past the first draft. Characters that have been set up for 3 movies are treated as fodder, and many of their deaths lack impact, just sort of happening unceremoniously. The opening is a classic slasher intro with a woman going to a hotel and getting terrorized by a stranger. But it still feels fairly out of place and one of many scenes that feel like detours from the main story. I'm still not sure what this series' aversion to actual violence is. This would be so much more impactful if it weren't treated like a CW show. There's one moment where the film goes further than expected, but otherwise, it all feels very reserved. Give us the red stuff. I guess one thing that is always going to be inherent in a trilogy that's filmed back to back like this, and not really switching locations, is the repeat nature of it all. I mean, how many times can we watch Maya get knocked out, crash a car, or just barely escape her would-be killers? It just gets stale after a while. I don't really know why they decided to make the "Is Tamara home?" dialogue said in every movie like it's some tagline. It's to the point where it elicits more of a chuckle than anything terror-related. It's beaten into the ground. At a certain point, these strangers need to come up with some new lines. Madeleine Petsch is still the best part of these movies, but her screen time feels cut down here. We're following ancillary characters a lot more, though they're mostly just introduced to give us a higher body count. But anything is better than more Maya just being scared and running for her life again. At least this gives us an intriguing different side to her. Unlike the last film, which gave us unnecessary backstory, this actually adds some layers to the villains that are a bit more interesting. One thing I'll give Chapter 3 credit for is that it finally makes sense of so many elements introduced in the trilogy, including why the town acts how it does. Their behavior was always a bit suspicious, yet they do a good job of explaining what's actually going on here. But despite all the red herrings and different elements at play, they decided to make one of the strangers someone who isn't even in the other 2 chapters. What is even the point of having so many characters behaving a certain way if you're not even going to use one of them as a killer? Instead, it's just a random person and they don't even really participate in the story. It genuinely feels like an absolute waste of a character, and I don't understand why they went that route. It's infuriating. I found myself enjoying the high body count and the story finally wrapping up though. It avoids just going in circles like the last entry, and feels different enough from the original film that it finally has a unique identity. It even ends on an intriguing note, though I doubt that will ever be explored further given the reaction to the trilogy. Even still, I would consider this to be the most rewatchable of the 3 films. It's dumb and much more entertaining this time around. Unfortunately, it just can't get over its sloppy execution, which was why I'm giving The Strangers Chapter 3 a 5 out of 10.
Teasing?
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.